From the holdfast all the way up to the towering canopy, the kelp forest is a multi-story home, where snails lay on kelp blades and sea otters wrap themselves up. Today's Word of the Bay is all about the kelp forest community. Hello there, my name is Eric and I'm a naturalist here at the aquarium. Now we like to say that the best exhibit here is actually the Monterey Bay itself, and that's because you can see so much amazing wildlife out there. But what you can also see is an amazing glimpse into a complex community right underneath the waves. And that is the kelp forest. The most common type of kelp you'll find here in Monterey is the giant kelp, Macrocystis pyrifera, which can grow up to about 175 feet, and it can actually grow 10 to 12 inches every day in the right conditions. On the ground floor of the kelp forest, we have the holdfast. It's basically a root-like structure that actually just anchors it to the boulders that you can find on the rocky reefs in Monterey Bay. And here you'll find tons of invertebrates like small crustaceans, anemones, sea stars, even sea urchins crawling around. You'll also find plenty of fish at the holdfast like leopard sharks, sheephead, rockfish, and they're all preying on those invertebrates. Now directly above the holdfast, we have the trunk or the stipe of the kelp. All of these blades and leaves that you can see, those are all held up by little gas bladders, or what we call nematocysts of the kelp. Now among all these blades, you'll find turban snails or kelp crabs crawling along, basically using it as a vertical highway, but you'll also find several schooling fish like perches, smelt, and you can even find some rockfish just swaying with the kelp. They want to blend in with those blades so they can't be detected by predators. But one of my favorite animals in this section of the kelp is the senorita. They are a small, kind of tube-like wrasse, and they have a very important role in the kelp forest. They are what we call cleaner fish. Now they will actually eat or clean off small parasites on the skin of other fish, and they can actually have other fish lining up as a big customer base for them. And finally, up at the surface, we have the canopy of the kelp. This is just as popular as the other levels, but this is where most of us here on land get to see the kelp in action. Harbor seals, sea lions, and seabirds will take shelter in here and of course try to find their food. Sea otters are very famous for their use of the kelp canopy. They will actually wrap themselves up in it so they don't drift away while they nap, or they'll even place their pups on top of it so they can keep them safe while they hunt for food. Now those sea otters also play a very important role or job here in the kelp forest, just like those senoritas, but it's mainly because they will prey upon major kelp grazers like sea urchins and abalone. Now that makes these animals a keystone species, and they basically help ensure a balance in these kelp forest habitats. Now for the past several years, kelp forests up and down the west coast have been disappearing, and this is believed to be linked to several marine heat waves due to climate change. Now kelp itself requires cold, nutrient-rich water to thrive and grow, and with these rising ocean temperatures, it's having a harder time recovering. No matter where you live or where you come from, there are ways we can all help push back against climate change. We can vote for leaders who will work to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and protect coastal communities. In our everyday lives, we can also advocate for renewable energy sources like solar and wind. These actions will make a difference in the fight against climate change. And together, we can protect amazing kelp forests like these and all the animals that rely on it for survival. Well, thank you for letting us tell the story of the kelp forest. If you'd like to learn more about this amazing community, you can actually go to the link down in the description or just to our website, and we will see you in the next Word of the Bay.